If you are looking for a simple, no prep Halloween lesson plan that is ready to use tomorrow, I got you covered. Let's jump right in. First things first, let me just give you a simple run through. What I would do is I would start with a scarf dance. I have 2 Halloweens up right now. One is Beethoven's Fifth and the other is In the Hall of the Mountain King, both perfect for those creepy vibes. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to do this lesson plan with the story, The Runaway Pumpkin. All right, so we're going to be chanting during it. We're going to be adding steady beats to it using our pumpkins, came that thumpity bumpity. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to challenge our students' rhythm analysis skills and get them using either ta, titi, or triplet rhythms for round and round across the ground. But we gotta be careful because Mikina is definitely gonna be a triplet. From there, your students are gonna get a quick movement break through the song Pumpkin Pumpkin Patch. Really plain, really simple. I'll show it to you at the end if there is time. But basically, it's just a fun, easy movement break where you walk around, you look for a pumpkin, and then whoever you tap on the head, they have to turn into this pumpkin and make their face look like that pumpkin, but it might also change to different pumpkins, so their faces will change, etc. Then we're going to get our students working on a couple different rhythm skills while they make their own jack-o'-lantern. 2 big eyes, tiny nose, etc. And last thing, we have already gone over some rhythms, ta, titi, triplet. We've done some chanting, we've done some response singing, but last thing, we're going to have them add in some solfege. But because I'm thinking that this is for kindergarten, 1st grade, maybe 3rd grade, it's only using do and mi until you get to the end, and then you give them a small taste of minor music, and instead of mi, they are going to sing on me. Last thing, they're going to learn the words, and then play a quick game of Pass the Pumpkin, where first they sing the creepy song, and then you can choose to, whoever it lands on, they're the ones who get to perform the vocal warm-up, or you do it as a class. All with some spooktacular Halloween creatures. And maybe if you have time, you do a quick rhythm play along with ta and titi rhythms. This lesson does come with a printable assessment as well as a digital assessment for those schools that do have Chromebooks, where they're going to be dragging the rhythms or changing the color for the pitches. And remember, one of the things that I love about these digital resources is they can only touch what you want them to touch. So what you can be choosing to do right now is either you had your notebook, you had your pencil, and you were taking notes for this entire lesson, and you're going to recreate it yourself, or you're going to be signing up for a free month of the Soaring Scarves Academy membership, where you will find access to this lesson, as well as some other really wonderful Halloween lessons that you can also check out a lesson plan walkthrough in the comments below. Just as a reminder, when you are a member of the Soaring Scarves Academy, you not only have access to our full curriculum, over 20 hours of professional development, some really fabulous walkthroughs of movement breaks, and all of my scarf dances. And In the Hall of the Mountain King should definitely be on your list of ones to use for this wonderful time of the year. You can check out that Halloween scarf dance, along with some Halloween rhythm play-alongs, by just making sure that you click the like and subscribe button. Now, if you need a bit of a deeper breakdown on what this lesson plan really entails, let's go through it now. Scarf dancing is something that I bring into every single one of my lessons, kindergarten through 5th grade. To me, music is so abstract that taking it and putting it into our students' bodies is one of the best things that we can do. So that's obviously how I start this Halloween lesson. From there, I jump between reading 1 page of The Runaway Pumpkin by Kevin Lewis, which to make sure that we're supporting these authors, I encourage you to either use your budget and buy it, or grab it from your local library, and we read 1 page and then add in our steady beat pumpkin. Always make sure that whatever lesson plans you have for me, you are in present mode, because I just love animations. And then we get our students chanting by having them respond to you. Round and round across the ground, making a thumpin' bumpin' sound. Came that thumpity bumpity bumpin', round and rolly runaway pumpkin. Back to the story. Again, read another page. I think in that page, the runaway pumpkin is rolling down the hill and rolls right past Ma, who is dreaming about Grandma's pumpkin pie. Then you put the chant together, making sure that you still feel the steady beat pumpkin. Round and round across the ground, making a thumpin', etc., etc. Back to the story. There are different rhythms in our chant. Listen for these rhythms. We're either talking about tas, titis, or, in this case, a triplet. Choose the rhythm that makes the most sense. So we're trying to get our students doing some simple rhythm analysis, but in small ways. So you would say round and. If it's 1 clap, it's going to be ta, 2 claps is going to be titi, 3 claps is going to be a triplet. What do you hear? Round and. 2 claps, titi. Round so on and so forth. But really hitting that triplet really hard, because that's the new skill that a lot of my students at this stage are learning. But just a small introduction, right? Came that thumpity bumpity bumpin', round and rolly runaway pumpkin. So fun, so simple. Back to the story, put it all together, the end. The reason that I use stories is, in my mind, if you tell a student a fact, they will forget it in a day, but if you tell a child a story, they will remember it for life. What happened to the pumpkin at the end of the story? It became soup and pie and even a jack-o'-lantern. We're gonna make our own jack-o'-lantern, but repeat after me. At the end of the song, you will have to make a face look like the one you see on the jack-o'-lantern. So this is, again, be careful. Jack-o'-lanterns can have lots of different types of faces. Again, another chant, but this time I make it a movement break where I have my students all sit in a circle. They're round and rolly because they're all pretending to be pumpkins, and it's kind of like Duck, Duck, Goose, where you duck, 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 and whoever lands on the last one, just like that, is the one who decides to turn into the jack-o'-lantern. Now, that's one way to do it. You can also just have all your students sing it, and all your students make the jack-o'-lantern face. It really doesn't matter, but it goes like this. Pumpkin patch, pumpkin patch. Looking for a pumpkin in the pumpkin patch. Here is one, nice and fat. Turn into a jack-o'-lantern just like that. So I'm sitting here and I'm editing this video now, and I'm just wanting to throw out the question of, do we think this song has aged well? I've used this song for the last 5 years at least in my elementary music room, but now there's that subject of here is one nice and fat. I know that my music teacher sang this to us, never had it be a problem in my classroom, but I'm just wondering what our thought process is here. Is this something that's an issue? Have you ever experienced something like this where you did have an issue with it? Is it something that I should be more cautious of in my classroom? I am a constant learner, and I'm always trying to find ways to better make my place a safe space for my musicians. Sometimes I do question when it becomes music for music's sake, and when we're taking something that's never been a problem and maybe making it one. Again, I don't know what my opinion is of this just yet, but drop yours in the comments and let me know. Let's get back to it. And then turn into a jack-o'-lantern just like that. This is how the students would then give their best smile. But then it changes. So a different one, they might have to show their best scary face. They might have to show their best ghosty face. And they might have to show their best zombie face. It is so fun to see what the students choose to make their faces look like. So fun, so engaging, so entertaining for us. Before continuing on, we found the perfect pumpkin. Now we need to turn into a jack-o'-lantern. Again, you're using just Chant titi rhythms for this one. And what I love is if you have a smart board, your students are going up to the board, they're tapping, they're engaged with this. It's definitely not passive. It is a learning experience. I would recommend that if you are getting this lesson, make sure you look through to know how you're going to say it, because these rhythms are up to interpretation, right? But the animations are already there. You can change the animations because they are editable, but just in case, right? So too big, eyes. Then your students get to add the eyes. Tiny, nose. Great big smile. That's, again, how I do it. Smile, to me, sounds like to smile. I guess you could make an argument that it could be a top, but, again, for the sake of the animations, either change it or just go how I did it. Scary eyes. Great creepy smile. Spooky nose. So fun. So engaging. Again, it's simple. Strange nose, silly eyes, big wide smile. And then it's just the last thing to do, which is to add some of the spooky solfege songs. What I love about this is your students get an exact listening example going from major to minor. So you can go ahead and have your students sing with you, going with the hand signs, the Kerwin hand signs if you want, but do, mi, mi, re, do. That last one I made a little bigger because it is a half note, so just make sure you're being cautious with that. Do, mi, mi, re, do. Guys, did you think that sounded very spooky? We can change it by going from me to me to make it very spooky. Take a listen and see if you see what I mean. Do, me. And then I kind of do it in between re and mi, because it's not a full mi anymore. It's a me. Do, me, re, do. Do, me, re, do. Then adding in the words. Pass the pumpkin all around. Who can make this spooky sound? Then they sing it one more time, but this time maybe you're in a big old circle and you're taking something that you can pass. I have a little teeny tiny stuffed animal pumpkin. Does it have to be a little teeny tiny stuffed animal pumpkin? No, of course not. All right, pass whatever you have. All right. And then whoever it lands on, again, you can decide, is this an individual assessment or is everybody doing it together? All right, and make that decision, but then have them do a quick and easy vocal warm-up. Woo, woo, woo. Get the ghost to the haunted house. Sing it one more time, passing the pumpkin. See if you want to do it who lands on. E, e. It's a little higher up. Make sure your voice is too. All right, starts up high, but then it goes down low. Again, for a closing assessment, I just do In the Hall of the Mountain King, a little rhythm play along that I made. Or maybe you didn't do the assessment that came along with the Runaway Pumpkin at the beginning, and you're taking the time to do it now, either by printing it out and having them just write in round and round across the ground, adding in the colors for the solfege. And again, that's the printable version, but there is also a digital version. So that is about it. Again, you can grab this lesson plan for a free full month. See if this is for you. And remember, if by the end of the month you don't love it, you can just cancel and I will refund your first payment. Also, through the Soaring Scribes Academy, I make 3 new lesson plans every single month, but I have yet to decide what my goals are for October. The September ones are already planned and are coming out this Friday, but if you have any ideas about what you want to see for a lesson plan created for October, go ahead, leave it in the comments below, and we'll see if I can make a lesson plan that is catered to your spooktacular needs. And with that, I hope that you have enjoyed this quick lesson plan walkthrough of the Runaway Pumpkin. Make sure again that you are liking, subscribing, and following along because I am trying to do lesson plan walkthroughs, rhythm play along, scarf dances, the whole 9 yards on this YouTube channel that I'm so happy to say just reached 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much and happy playing.